Good evening. I'm Michael Hayes, and this is News Daily with breaking developments from Washington. President Trump has announced a major shift in federal crime policy, calling for the death penalty to be sought in all murder cases within Washington, D.C. We'll break down what this means and the challenges ahead. In a significant policy announcement today, President Donald Trump declared that his administration will pursue the death penalty for every murder case in the nation's capital. Speaking from the White House, Trump called capital punishment a preventative measure in his ongoing crackdown on crime. The president stated, and I quote, "If somebody kills somebody in the capital, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty." This represents a dramatic escalation in federal involvement in local crime enforcement. However, there are significant legal hurdles to implementing this policy. Most murders in Washington, D.C. fall under local law, which currently bans executions. The federal court system in D.C. hasn't conducted a death penalty trial since 2003, making this a complex legal challenge. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, recently appointed to oversee D.C. federal prosecutions, told ABC News that seeking the death penalty in capital murder cases is a deliberative process, but ultimately up to the Attorney General. She confirmed the administration would be following the president's directive. This announcement comes as part of Trump's broader law enforcement agenda. The president has been vocal about expanding federal involvement in D.C. policing and has hinted at extending federal crackdowns beyond the current 30-day period of control over the city's police force. To put this in perspective, the federal death penalty has been rarely used in recent decades. The last federal executions took place during Trump's previous term in office, when his administration resumed federal executions after a 17-year hiatus. Local D.C. leaders have pushed back against Trump's crime policies, noting that violent crime in the district has actually dropped sharply in recent months. This sets up a potential conflict between federal and local authorities over jurisdiction and crime-fighting strategies. Legal experts point to several challenges in implementing this policy. First, the jurisdiction issue. Most murders fall under local D.C. law, not federal jurisdiction. Second, the federal court system in Washington would need to be prepared for a dramatic increase in death penalty cases. The practical implications are significant. Federal death penalty cases are typically much more expensive and time-consuming than standard murder prosecutions, requiring specialized legal teams and extensive appeals processes. The announcement has drawn mixed reactions from lawmakers and legal experts. Supporters argue it demonstrates strong federal leadership on crime, while critics question both the legality and effectiveness of the approach. This policy shift also signals Trump's intention to take a more aggressive federal role in local law enforcement, particularly in the nation's capital, which could set precedents for other major cities. Moving forward, we'll be watching how the Justice Department implements these directives and whether legal challenges emerge from local authorities or civil rights groups. We'll continue following this developing story and its legal implications. For News Daily, I'm Michael Hayes. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for the latest breaking news updates. We'll see you tomorrow with more comprehensive coverage of this and other major stories.